Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniatures. Today we're going to take a look at something that was quite surprising to me, and that was the recent Barbarians made by Ghamak on Patreon, better known as Francisco Pizzo, who actually also sculpted a lot of the miniatures for Chronicles of the Wayfarer from Boyd's Toys. That's where I first heard of him. But I gotta say, I was impressed when I saw that he came up with these very nicely detailed, modular at that, Barbarians. They didn't have to fit into any specific game. There's no crazy, overtly chaos-looking iconography on them. They're just good old-fashioned, evil-looking barbarians. And honestly and truly, when was the last time we saw that? It's been a while. Everybody has to have their unique, special-looking guys, but no, we got just good old-fashioned modular barbarians. I gotta say, I was impressed by this. And not only were they all male, you do have a mix of genders in there, and I'll show you some of the other ones, but the sculpting quality just really nice. And again, the fact that everything is modular, and I didn't do the best job getting those removed from the supports. Some really nice looking weapons and some very Darksiders inspired blades, but that's okay. Sometimes Ghamak's designs air a little too close to other designs that they might be inspired by for my liking, but I gotta say, this release was really nice. Big double-bladed axe. My personal favorite, I think I made a couple of these flails came out really nice too. And again, all of the models, I think I showed most of the males so far. No, I didn't show this guy. I enjoyed this one with his overtly overladen backpack. Or back. I don't think there's a pack there. But again, just big, spiky, horned barbarians. And the ladies. Now, I'll probably end up painting some pants on her. But she's just as modular. Those hands work for her. The one that really got my attention was the Chieftain or Champion. I really dug the hair that she's got going on there. I do need to fix her up a little bit. This is my second attempt in trying to print her. I'm not even sure if she's supposed to be wearing pants or not. I don't think it makes a huge difference. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, I had an error with her front skirt loincloth armor there, so I just flipped it around and cut it off enough. So this one's definitely wearing pants. She had a big honking blade like that. And funny enough, it wouldn't be a Ghamak release without a pinup model. I know not everybody's into the pinup models. I'm not super into it, but it looked pretty cool, and, you know, why not? We'll try it. I paint Kingdom Death models all the time. And then on top of that, there was a whole bunch of cavalry as well. There were 3 different models, and I think, you know, just given some good goofing around with the posing on them. And there was also a bull, which was what the Chieftain, the champion, was supposed to ride on. Some good old-fashioned Chaos Marauders. And again, just as modular as everybody else. And I love all the crazy spikiness. That's a new word. And they're not super gigantic, and they actually can sit on those saddles pretty nicely. I'm not sure what I'm going to do in terms of weapons for everybody, but I will get them all put together and primed up and show you guys. Geez, there's even more blades and stuff. I didn't even print everything, and most of the models had a couple of different weapon options. So if you're looking for, you know, a nice barbarian warband that's going to scale well with the modern, what are they called? The Blood Pact? Not the Blood Pact. The Blood Pact? I don't know. Whatever the Age of Sigmar Khorne stuff is. If you want, or the Dark Oath Barbarians, Chiefs, Tribes, Dark Oath Tribes. I don't remember what they're called. I'm sorry, guys. But I think these would work really well for good old-fashioned, traditional, bad guy, chaos barbarians. So give me a sec. We'll get them all put together and primed up, and we'll take a look at how they turn out. All right, check out our barbarians here. So I gotta say, I'm really pleased with the results. I came into this just out of curiosity, and I was absolutely pleasantly surprised. Let me show you what we did here. I'm just trying to clear other stuff out of the way that we're going to show. So again, everything is modular, so you're more than welcome to fiddle with how these guys all go together. I didn't even bother printing up everybody still. So this is just the first one I decided to show off here. Our flail warrior. I guess the only other thing that would have been really, really nice would be if the arms with the shields were modular as well, so we can have options for everybody. Our female warrior. Change the lighting up there a little bit. Again, just really nicely detailed, pointy enough that I'm getting my fingers stuck in everything as I'm trying to hold it. This guy with his weird print defects. I'm sure I have a little spike I can stick on there. And just really nice. These are going to be a joy to paint up. I'm going to grab a bunch of other stuff. And we did do one of the pinups. I know. Too much cheesecake, but it's okay. And then we went with the big sword for the chief. Hero, champion, chieftain, whatever you want to call her. Let's stick her there in the middle. And then, since this guy already was looking like War from Darksiders as I knock over the chieftain, I just went ahead with the Darksider style sword. And his decent sized little pony. It's not the most biggest. It's not the smallest, but I think it's actually a good sized horse for cavalry. So I'm sure the inevitable thought in all of your heads are just, how are these things going to stack up? Keeping in mind, well, we already showed her, so she can get out of here, that I kept everything at its native, natural size. I didn't tinker with it or anything, so let's grab some models. Why our Witch Hunter friend is there, I don't know, because you know who needs to be here is some actual barbarians. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any of the old Chaos Marauders, but I do have some of the, what were they called, Dark Oath tribesmen from Warhammer Underworlds, and check that out, they fit in fantastically. Style-wise, size-wise, I think they look great together. Let's see if we can grab some other stuff to intermingle there. And again, the cool thing is these figures, they're not, you know, aping on anybody else's style. They're just filthy barbarians in rags and spikes with big axes. What else is, you know, a barbarian gonna do? So using the Dark Oath Chieftain. And then I thought, you know what if these guys would be a great proxy warband for something like Warcry? So I went ahead and grabbed a bunch of Warcry figures as well. And it's been ages since I've touched the game, through no fault of my own, but you can see here as well, I think size and dimensions wise, they will fit in great. I don't know where I put the actual barbarian guy. Let me find him. Ah, there he is. Okay. So as you can see, they fit in pretty good size-wise, style-wise with the actual Warcry stuff. Untamed Beasts. That's the warband I'm thinking of. Even then, I think they're distinct enough that they're not going to be like, you know, if you wanted to use them as Untamed Beasts, they probably would be a good choice. And it's not like their equipment really matters in terms of how they're made. You can just proxy them in. If you wanted to use them in Kings of War Vanguard, as another thought, these are the Northkin guys. Pretty sure I've done a video on them at some point or other, but you could see here some male and female figures intermingled there. They're going to fit in pretty well with those two. The only difference is base-wise, you're probably going to want to put them on 25mm squares. These are 20s, so obviously I like circles. That's just me. What other barbarian types do we have? How about some Frostgrave barbarians? I love the Frostgrave Barbarians, but you can see here they are going to look a little diminutive next to these Ghamak ones. And I guess it has to happen, but my favorite barbarian figure, good old Kerouac from Mears. Actually, they'd be pretty substantial backup for Kerouac. Now, obviously, they don't really fit stylistically, and, you know, Mears models are Mears models, so take that for what you will. Okay. Wow, this isn't even one of the plastic ones. This is one of the old resin bases. I've had Kerouac for a while. Still, honestly, honest to goodness, probably one of my favorite Mears models. But anyway, back to these guys. So all in all, I gotta say, I am really, really happy with this set from Ghamak. I would say, and I know they tend to run specials and discounts pretty regularly on his stuff, both on My Mini Factory and, you know, various coupons and credits, even through the Patreon. So honestly, do take a look. I know I've heard people complain of the pinup nature of a lot of his sculpts, but, you know, it's not like you have to print them. And again, I really dig the fact that there was a lot of variety in terms of the sculpts, the modular nature of them. You just got a lot going on. And you got the cavalry. So, literal cavalry. And I didn't even get to print her big old bull that she's supposed to be riding on. There's a, you know, mounted version of her too. So, all in all, very fun release. And I gotta say, I am probably going to be paying a lot more closer attention to Ghamak's releases, especially if we're going to continue with much more unique designs and much more modular parts, because to me that is a big win for everyone. Good job. Much appreciated. So, with that said, we'll put a link down below. Do take a look if you are curious and need yourself some nice bloodthirsty barbarian types. With that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.